Aries, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Like always, take it resonates, leave it does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent on this board today to you, then universe those energies as you see fit. However, do keep in mind that Celtic cross reading is more about your direct collective energy. Yeah? So I'll see a them, they, or circumstance, etc. I always do. The idea is how we're reacting to it, perceiving it, what we're doing about it or not. That's the idea. What's going on, please? Show me, Aries. Show me, Aries. Show me, Aries. Show me, Aries. What's going on, please? Show me, Aries. What's going on? What's up? Four of Pentacles. Holding back. Six of Pentacles. Hovering, King of Swords, Two of Swords in the past, exiting the Hanged Man, Chariot, time to move forward. I agree. I got some bounces here that are stuck. You've been kind of tinkering with, well, what do I do with that? I just know you want to move forward. It looks like you'll have that opportunity. Seven of Pentacles, you're saying slow, steady pace is all well and good, but you got to know when something's not working out. I agree. Your environment, the Empress, suggests you know better. You prize empowerment. You want to be abundant, fruitful, not the opposite of. Okay, I agree with you. Knights of Wands, hopes and fears. Do you have the energy for this? Oh, yeah. Outcome, Knight of Swords. Well, I see you taking action regardless. But I just agree. I'm glad. You went from I'm not sure about this. I'm kind of stuck. I understand. I got decisions to make. I want to do this correctly. King of Swords. Do I have all the information I need to proceed? The answer seems to be yes. So I see you coming out of a state of unstuckness because, simply put, while it might be a pain in the butt to move things forward, move things on, or to get them to shift and change and grow, you're saying as a focal point of empowerment, you know. In other words, you know better, and that you want more for yourself. And then we went from stuckness to, okay, let's get things going. You might have natural apprehension. Okay. Things may not be obvious right away. But that's why we're here. We're going to take a look at the obvious and the not obvious and see how we can help. Let's get going. It doesn't look like it's... It looks so simple. And that's kind of like, and then we clarify. So I see that Four of Pentacles. I see you actively restraining, refraining. Six of Pentacles is crossing you. I see you're trying not to overgive at this time. Okay. You're trying intentionally to not overgive to your various contracts right now. Let's see that Four of Pentacles, please. That also means you're not getting enough back from them either. Let's see that Four of Pentacles. Show me that Four of Pentacles. Show me that Four of Pentacles. Show me that. And why did I just say Easy Tiger? Easy Tiger? Easy Tiger. Well, that's funny because we have a place in town called that. It's like a chain. A restaurant, bar, a combination, I don't know. But it's also the common expression too. Easy Tiger. Yeah, no, I know you want to make shifts and changes and I see that. You want to take action. But I also see you want to make the right decisions as well. All right, let's do it. The Sun, the Ace of Wands. The Nine of Swords. Yeah. Many of you have been showing active restraint because whatever it is that you're currently doing, you're saying it's not giving you enough joy. It's not giving you enough immediate connectivity or immediate gratification. In fact, it seems to cause you a great deal of stress. You're saying the theory is here that whatever it is I do, embark upon, or give myself to in terms of time, energy, and effort should probably make me feel a lot better than it currently does. I agree with you. So you have a very strong idea of how you're supposed to be happy in your give and take balances. You're just showing me a generic give and take balance right now. That's it. It's not tied to any one particular situation or person. That's up to you. You're saying whatever it is you're currently refraining from is what you associate with giving you the most joy, and it hasn't for a long time. So as it reduces what it gives to you, you in turn reduce what you give yourself to it. See what I'm saying? Like you are just showing me maintenance and not overgiving, because whatever you are receiving from this is undergiving. So I see you refraining from making any decisions yet about how this is going to get fixed, worked out, or improved. You're like, the thing that is supposed to be giving me joy, Christina, it causes me more stress than it's worth. So I'm trying not to give too much to it because it's not giving any joy to me. I understand. So what you're doing then is reasonable. Pulling back some of that investment energy. Time, energy, effort is precious. Don't forget that. And if you're going to put your time, energy, and effort into anything, be it a person, a job, a goal that's personal to you, it needs to give back in some reasonable, measurable way that you say is satisfying enough to keep doing it. Okay? So let's see that Six of Pentacles, please. It's like, it's supposed to make me happier than this, and all it does is stress me out. I understand. So, see, you've pulled back. I don't blame you. That's a natural reaction. It's a healthy one, too. You need an assessment before you proceed. Let's see that Six of Pentacles. I don't know about you. Well, actually, I'm like you. Once I see something for what it is, it's like, okay. Huh. How much more of myself I want to put into this? Because there's an idea that it should make me happy and warm. But it's making me feel cold, alone, scared, anxious, and kind of resentful. Okay. Let's see that Six of Pentacles. Show me that Six of Pentacles, please. Ten of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles, baby. This got coin written all over it. But with your sense of Aries pride, emotionality, your fire should be present in that which you do. I would be really nervous if a fire sign was like, I'm killing it at work, but I have no enthusiasm. What the hell is that? No. You're telling me your pride's important to you, and your sense of where you put your positive emotional self every day, your everyday contract balances, you're saying it's important to you. It always was. It always has been. And what you are currently finding yourself in is not satisfactory. It does not give joy. It should do. Maybe once upon a time it did do with the Sun and the Ace of Wands. But it hasn't reached that potential in a long time. You are hyper aware of this. And so you're exhausting maintaining this balance. Six of Pentacles is here twice. You're saying, I put a lot of myself into it and I get very little back from it. Ergo, you started to pull back. Giving less and less to it. Particularly your positive energy, optimism, sense of joy. Right? You're really on a clock in, clock out here. And it's getting harder and harder every day to clock in. And getting easier and easier to clock out. Am I right? It either is or it isn't. Yeah, I agree, though. Something's got to change, honey. Something's got to give. King of Swords, you're aware of it. You're not unaware of it. You're living it. Okay. Let's see that King of Swords. Some of that King of Swords. Some of that King of Swords. What you thinking about? One more the thought. It might be determination to take action as well. No, that kind of, honey, I don't want you to turn into a powder keg, which is what you can do sometimes when you have a bunch of unresolved energy. So remember, Aries, honey, you're one fire sign that really can recycle your own kind of rocket fuel. So I can see where the negative rocket fuel is building up, and it has nowhere to go. We need to open a new loop so it has somewhere to go, because I don't want you to have one of your explosive moments, you know what I'm saying? And I know, guys, I know the signs. All 12 signs have a personality profile. All of them have pros, all of them have cons. I am very much aware of yours. And I could see where this could lead to a powder keg moment, where you might have a moment. I don't want you to have that moment. Okay? I don't want you to have that moment. The Emperor, Ten of Swords, the King of Swords. Who has some sharpness? There you are with the Emperor. King of Swords is here twice. You want a decision on this. You want a decision. And you're demanding it of yourself, as you should. But really what your higher self here as the Emperor is wanting you to focus on is how miserable this is. Ten of Swords. You're like, there's an ending in sight here. Can we just call this dead, please? I think you hit the nail on the head on that one, baby. You know? Whatever this is, does not suit. Hasn't brought you joy in a long time. I'm sure it used to. The Ace of Wands and the Sun for you is not incidental. I'm sure one time it got you up out of the morning and out of bed and now you're like, I need this to be over. let's put some Aries weight on this and make it happen. The Emperor wants results here. And King of Swords for you showed up not once but twice. So you might have some really strong Aquarius in your chart. That's not the point. You want a final decision. Honey, I'm with you on this one. I'd rather you just call it dead and accept it for what it is. It could be how you make money, a project you have tied yourself to, or some sort of balance where it just does not suit. But this is what the Emperor does, guys. This is what empowerment is, and this is what I wish people understood about that Emperor. You could either make him work for you or against you. You want you to work for you here, okay? The Emperor suggests empowerment via responsibility. That's what that means. The Empress, too. It's just softer. The Empress says, I assume responsibility for this. That means doing the hard thing. That doesn't mean you get what you want. That means doing the hard thing and taking it on the chin. If something fails, doesn't work out, or you're making a wrong call. On this one, I think your call is correct. Yeah, I know it's correct. You do too. You do too. I think what you're looking here is for final authorization. The details with the King of Swords here twice. What does that look like, logistically speaking, in terms of time, date, conditions, etc.? That's it, really. You're on detail here. But you're like, I'm ready to accept responsibility for this one and call it over. Ooh. Two of Swords in the recent past. I'm going to go ahead and skip that because it speaks for itself. I'm going to go ahead and take a crack that represents the indecision of the past that has led you up until this point. Right? You weren't sure at first. You couldn't see it right away because, like I said, you used to get happy results from this construct. Not anymore. You haven't been able to see that in a long time, right? Two of Swords is in the past. It's good. The Hanged Man is exiting. Your willingness to gain perspective on this and keep yourself going is also exiting. You see how one's backing up the other? But we're going to go ahead and just briefly touch on that Hanged Man. I got it. Oh, your message has been blessed with Our Lady of Perpetual Lawn Care. And this time it's the backyard neighbors. I know who that is, though. They're actually selling the property, so they're getting it all nice and cleaned up. Okay. But yeah, the Hanged Man is on the exit. Your willingness to get any more flexibility or insight on the situation has tanked. You know. The Hanged Man. It's like, I know enough about this. Oh, I think you do. I think you do. Oh, yes. I think you know what you need to know, baby. You got to step up to that responsibility and finalize it. That's all that is. Which is not a challenge. Do that when you're ready. That King of Swords wants answers twice. Okay? Are you sure? Are you sure? Aries, pick a day, pick a time, pick the situation. How are you going to deliver this message? How? Okay. So I'm saying you don't need to rush the job that's already there. You already know what the end goal is. Okay? So when you're out there representing yourself and doing what you need to do it well. All right? That's all any of us can do at the end of the day. All right. The Eight of Wands. The Lovers, the Knight of Cups. Okay. That's an influence. That's an influence. It's an exiting influence. What the hell is that? It has nothing to do with a job or work or a goal. That's something else altogether. Eight of Wands, Lovers, and Knight of Cups. That is direct influence. That's loving, powerful. And it's words. It's words that you reflect upon from a strong lover. Ex-lover. Their words influence you. Their love for you influences you. But it's receding. This strong connection has given you a lot of insight over the years. It's almost like you're asking yourself, what would they say? You already know what they would say. They would tell you to. They just want you to be yourself and that they love you. The Hanged Man, old insight. And I stand by what I said. You're done gaining perspective on this situation. You already know what it is. You've called it. It is. It's done. You just have to finalize it. But there's someone's words here who, even though they're not active words to you directly, they're words that influence you to this day, particularly the love, the Knight of Cups, the Lovers, Eight of Wands. You think about what they would tell you if they were still with you. How would they encourage you? Very strong lovers connection. I don't know who that is to you, honey. If they are someone who has passed on, I'm sorry. The words are still with you. And they would tell you, Aries, honey, you do what you do best. If there's someone who has not passed on, I'm not going to touch on it if that's the case. Okay? But if there's someone who has not passed on, touch on it more than I already have, out of respect. I don't do that. And if there's someone who is still with you, in terms of being alive, okay, you still know what they would tell you. You know what they would tell you. I love you. And you're right, Aries. You don't need to do this shit anymore. Okay? I have the feeling that that's... it took such a unexpected turn. What would they think? What would they do? What would they tell me? You already know. They would have your support. They'd have your back 100%. That energy is 100% supportive. And loves you. And their words would directly influence you. They say, Aries, you already know what to do, babe. Get rid of that shit. You don't need it anymore. I don't know who that is. But you think about it. But their words aren't direct anymore. They don't hit your face or they hit your ears anymore. I don't know how to explain that. But you know what they would tell you. Okay? They still love you. And that they support your decision. They're very poetic, that person is. They would use their words to tell you this. If they knew. I'm not sure where the poetry is. I just know this person's good with their words. And that when they say they have a feeling, they mean it. It's all sincerity in there. Very supportive. Even if they're not directly connected to you anymore, they are spiritually supportive of you, no matter what. Okay? That's the kind of connection that time and space cannot touch. It'll always be there in some way. And it still does. The words influence you to this day, even if they're not directly in front of you anymore. Okay. The Chariot. If that helps you, if it bolsters you in some way. That's so unexpected. That was so left field. Even I was like, what the hell? Where did that come from? So I'm glad it took a minute. I was this close to dismissing it. This close. I see how you've toyed with this idea in the past and you dismissed it, but that perspective, you're like, I don't need more perspective. But there's one person whose emotional memory and spiritual memory that you kind of pull out of your emotional or spiritual pocket, if you will, and be like, what would they say? You know what they would say. They tell you to rock on, man. You can do it. There's nothing you can't do. Just do it. And that you're correct. I don't feel like they're on the other. I don't feel like they're on the other side. They could be. Because their words seem so alive and so vibrant. I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't dwell on it. It's just, it's so beautiful. Well, a spiritual cheerleader, if nothing else, yeah? They act tough, but they're, when it comes to you, you know, they have nothing but love for you, yeah. All right, let's see that Chariot, please. Actually, do I want to continue on with this deck? No, I do not. This is where I typically switch. Let's see that Chariot, please. I just got so distracted. It was a beautiful distraction. All right. Let's see that Chariot. Show me the Chariot. Show me the Chariot. Show me the Chariot. Show me that chariot, please. Show me the chariot. Show me the chariot. Knight of Pentacles, the Magician, the High Priestess. You got it. You're on your way. You're on your way. You're developing an exit plan as you speak. You're just going to finalize it. That's all I see. But once you do, you're going to feel a miraculous sense of freedom. You're going to feel a lot lighter, I promise you. And you're going to be like, this is correct. This is 1,000 times correct. Why did I wait so long to do this? Well, because you had to work your way into it and you had to know it was right for you. That's all. I told you, I see yourself looking for finalization, not once but twice. Your Empress self wants to do away with this, whatever this is. It is something to do with a contract that it is way too much fuss and worth to maintain it. And here's the thing. You really honestly expected it to excite you? To lend to some sense of creativity, freedom of movement, something. I can't articulate it. I can't. But you expected some sense of inspiration to come from it, and it hasn't. It's proven to be one big fussy pain in the ass. I don't know how else to put it. But you really saw it as a source of inspiration, creativity. Something to do with flexibility, and it just turned out to be burden on top of burden on top of burden. I got it. But honey, when you move on, when you make that dedication, because it's right above you, all right? And then this is going to be you. It's going to feel so good. The chariot, get the hell out of there. It's going to feel so good. And once you make good on the action, while the cost up front is I have to do this, I have to put myself on the line, I have to take responsibility for this decision, spiritually, it's going to feel like the world's biggest relief. You're going to feel so good. So here we have the 3D acceptance, the responsibility, the difficulty of that decision. But the spiritual essence is immediate release. I promise you, whatever influence that is and feel you still is correct. I promise you. You feel it too for yourself. You have your own particular driving force attached to you as well. Okay? With the Chariot, the High Priestess, the Magician, look at those qualities. Look at those qualities. The Knight of Pentacles, it took you a while to arrive, but that's not the point. You're here now. Okay? I don't care. This is correct. This is correct. You moving forward away from this contract, it's no good for you, honey. It's no good for you. I can see where you thought initially it would be, but it's not. Okay? Let's get you moving on. All right? Let's get you moving on. Keep on keeping on, as they would say. As I would say. Yeah. Whatever that strong connection would tell you, you got this. You're right. This is bullshit. Let it go. I love you. I support you. You're like, you know what? I love and support me too. I'm going to listen to myself. It's going to feel so good. It's going to feel so good. And you'll be doing that soon, if not by Cancer season. Okay, which is right around the corner. It literally is right around the corner. So, and some of you, that's when you're really going to start to finalize those plans. And as you put them into place, into motion, there really won't be any stopping you. And I don't want you to stop. I see it's in your strengths too, and that's a hell of a strength. This would not be in my strengths. No, it's plateaued, and you expect me to stick around to see if it's gonna? No. This situation has already proven its usefulness. I'm good. So the fact that you have that level of patience, I can cultivate anything. So long as I think that there's promise, I'll keep cultivating it, right? That's that gold prospector. That's the oil prospector. They have to keep doing it. And the odds of success are low, right? But the idea is the payout can be so high. But you have to have that Seven of Pentacles mentality as a positive. Not for me, which I see it as a negative. Oh, no. This is as good as it gets. I see that. I'm good. There's nothing else to be had here. I'd rather cultivate something else now. Thank you. Even if it means starting over, I'd rather start over. I got a bunch of rocky ass soil. And you see what I'm saying? I can't. I have a top out. But you have a different kind of skills attached to you, and that's a good thing. We need people who see the Seven of Pentacles as a strength, Everybody's different. Everybody's different, but also know thy limits. Sometimes things really are indeed. You have to know when to stop. Okay? You got it. And I believe you. I know how to take my time. I believe in slow, careful, steady cultivation, but something about this that says it's chalked up 1,000 ways the same time over and over again. It was supposed to be more than this. It's not. Okay. Hence, that's why I'm seeing a heavy attitude of just take this one on the chin, Aries, call it quits. Call it quits, right? And it's a good call it quits. Trust that. Look at that. Look at that immediate relief. I know the star. I know the tower. I know, baby. That's just what I was talking about right now. There's that Knight of Wands again. It was a false sense of joy or optimism that this was going to go somewhere. I don't know why, but you had this idea that you were going to reach the stars or touch the stars with this. I don't know, but it didn't happen. But you kept it as a very strong vision in your mind's eye for a long time. And I think in some way, whatever this is served its purpose. It did. It served its purpose. It's just probably not the purpose that you thought it was going to be attributed to. It puts you on the pathway to other things, though. I know it did. I can see it. You will be moving on from this. But congratulations to you. You tried to reach for this particular star. But the idea is that really sense of joy and enthusiasm, no, that wasn't really, it converted from I have joy and optimism for this to I don't, and at some point I'm just trying to keep a star going and the dream, the vision alive without any real energy behind it. In other words, you gave up hope and faith on it. That natural sense of I got this, I don't want to get this anymore. Whatever this is doesn't function. Or it won't reach its potential. And that's when you got to know the star's not for you anymore. You can stop reaching for it. You take your energy back and you redirect it, which is what I see you doing. All right. The Empress here, empowerment. That's your environment. I know. You pride yourself on careful cultivation, empowerment, but also the Empress's main goal in tarot is fertility. I don't just mean pregnancy, guys. I mean fertility. Stuff to grow. That means you know better, right? You should have that level of discernment between something being fertile and something is not, Something has prospects to grow or it don't. Oh, yes. So that's okay. King of Swords in reverse. For some of you, we're not being honest with ourselves about this. That's okay. That's fine. Sometimes we do in for a penny, in for a pound. The point is, at some point, you recognized it, and now you're doing something about it. You could have kept denying this, but you're not. So you're getting back on track. Take away from that. That means you know what to do and when to do it. All right? The Empress. Show me that Empress, please. I'm starting to feel like this wasn't even your dream or wish, but perhaps you felt that it was. I'm not sure why. Three of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Six of Swords. Yeah, I got it, baby. You're calling it quits on this one. I got it. Like I said, you showed me empowerment the right ways, not once but twice. You're taking the responsibility for it on the outset, and you're taking responsibility for it on the inside. It's the definition of not into this. You have been trying to get yourself into it. You've been waiting for that feeling to come back or to arrive, and it just can't or won't. So it's shifting your environment too. It might require that you have to travel less or more. It might require that you have to shift location less or more. I don't know. There's movement here that is starting and stopping, and I can't quite see it. They keep running into each other. So it might be that you're at that space now where you are clearing things up, and it's requiring you to have multiple stop and start points in order to disentangle your life from this. I'm sorry. It's so vague. It's something that you seem to know that is part of the process of kind of separating yourself from that particular contract, which proved to be quite fussy. And for some reason, it's taking a lot of cleanup to get it out of your life. Okay? So it could be more than one contract. I'm sorry it's so vague, but you're just showing me I'm taking responsibility for this. I have to do a slow exit on this one. I'm not into it. I'm not looking for anything else. I have no more hope for it. I'm not looking out on the horizon. It will not improve. I understand this, but I'm seeing a to and fro that is part of the cleanup process. I don't know why I'm seeing so much to and fro. But you're saying it's expected of you, and you know this, and then you can be done with it. Oh my. Okay, we're going to get back to the main point. You're taking responsibility for this. You see it for what it is. You ain't trying to mess with it no more. Okay? You're saying it's quite the excavation project to get it out of your life, or to wrap it up, or to finalize your part that has to be played in those contracts, honey. I'm sorry. It's just you've shown me empowerment at a couple different points and how much responsibility it would take to exit this. You weren't joking. No wonder you're like, Aries, I need a date. I need a time. I need circumstances. I got to clean this shit up. The sooner I can get out of this, it's going to happen in stages, though. You're showing me an exit in stages. So that tells me there was more than one contract here, but they're all related. Oh, I still have to fulfill this end and this end and this end, and then I can fully get out of it. Okay. Oh, honey. I'll tell you what, though. Start the process. The sooner you do, it escalates that sense of freedom and, I did the right thing. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. The Knight of Wands and the hopes and fears. Okay. I can see where you had a false construct around the energy in this thing. Telling yourself you still have the energy to keep this going. I have the energy to keep this going. I have the energy to keep this going. Well, at least he didn't have an explosive moment. I don't think. I don't think you had an explosive moment. Put it this way. If you had an explosive moment at home, cool. But you didn't show it publicly. I don't think you did. I don't think you did. All right. Knight of Wands. Let's see if you've converted your energy into something else. What's going on? Show me that Knight of Wands. Show me that Knight of Wands. Show me that Knight of Wands. I know you, honey. You have to offset your energy in some way. You have to. You have to. The Knight of Cups. The King of Pentacles. Justice. Yeah, I didn't... Those words, why do they carry you so far? It puts your joy back on point. Yeah, I didn't think whatever that is on the other side. No. No. It's not. It still influences you. You just got reassurance again in your hopes and fears from that person whom you draw at least energetic, maybe spiritual strength from. That is correct. And you're looking at this and you feel comforted that it's correct. Who is that? You're hoping that you're doing the right thing and you're also afraid that you're not. You are. There's that influence again that reassures you all as well. And it makes you stand up and it makes you feel good. The King of Pentacles and Justice. You're getting reassurance again that you did the right thing. You receive someone's influence that all is well and that you're doing the right thing. And it immediately kind of vanquishes any sense of disproportionate energy. I am doing the right thing. See, I know it. Yeah, you are. But there's that loving influence from a strong contract, not contract, I don't want to call them that, but it's a lover's union. The words are faded, but they still affect you. You get reassurance here almost immediately. No, you're doing the right thing. This is where you had false energy. Okay? To real energy. You can hope for this. This is correct. You're showing yourself justice in a balanced, fair way that's also practical in the real world. King of Pentacles, this is correct. It's quite beautiful. The reassurance there is so well intended. It's so loving. I wish I understood who that was to you. And how their influence touches you and tells you it's correct, it's correct. But their words are faded. I don't see direct contact with them. I'm gonna hold this up to you. It keeps somebody who really speaks from the heart, even though they wear armor on the outside. They speak from the heart. It's like they have to brace themselves for that emotional expression because of its realness and sincerity and honesty. They try to deliver everything with a positive emotional influence, at least towards you. Okay. There it is again. There it is. It's them. It's towards you. You're correct. You feel the reassurance here. See that Knight of Swords, please, and the outcome. And again, you're not without skills and ability and insight of your own. This is fantastic. That's how I know you're on the right track, even if there is fussiness in cleaning this up and getting it out of your life. You got to honor the rest of the contract in some way. It's really fussy. I can't see it. It moves around. It shifts quite a bit, but it's kind of like, okay, if I'm going to exit this, I cannot leave any stone unturned. So I think you're trying to leave on a good note of empowerment, and I fulfilled my end of things. I think that's what you're doing. But there's so many minute details in it. Oh my gosh. All right. Knights of Swords, we have the Hermit, the Page of Cups. You want to talk to them in future. This person who's been with you the whole time, at least spiritually and emotionally, you want to talk to them in future. There's something you want to work on through them with them. You'll be taking action towards it further out. Possibly by Virgo season. Okay. But I actually see you supporting them and in your way towards them. I see how this person's words, emotionality, and spirituality helps you move along, flow along, and more to the point, reassures you that you're on the right track. They're just not immediately in front of you. And then I see you doing the same for them later, and I don't know why. But it mends you both in some way. It mends you both, and it's direct. It's Knight of Swords direct. How they've been there for you emotionally and spiritually, even whether not directly in front of you, you'll be doing the same for them further down the road. I don't know that you know that yet. The Hermit, Page of Cups, Two of Cups. In some ways, there's the action and communication. It's swift. It might make sense to you later in the summer. It's like, in some way, you show them support. I don't know why, but it's loving and it's well-intended. You're showing them support. Energies are building over Leo season for some of you. It stands to reason Virgo season's right after that. I don't think you know that. I think that's 100% predictive. There's no way you know this yet. I don't think you know that you'll be lending them your support in the future, but it'll be direct. You both have Aries in your chart. I don't think either of you is Aries direct. Unless, of course, it's rising, but it's not about a them or they. I just want you to know that influence is quite powerful. It's supposed to be. It stays with you, even though you can't hear their words directly anymore. They support you with or without their direct presence. You're not without your own tools, skills, and abilities. Of course. Look at how powerful you are, honey. Look at how powerful and responsible you are. But when it's your turn, I see you supporting that person in your own loving way. It's almost like you're saying, how can I help? Or is there anything I can do? Or first breath, beginner's mind. Yeah, number 21. Your first breath. It's the beginning of a new chapter for you where you get to release some major contract work that no longer suits you anymore. You're taking your first breath toward that. Again, you want things to fall in place, but you also want them done right. But oh my gosh, just beginning the process, immense freedom. And intuitively, and in terms of the magician, you know instantly it is correct. I think you hung back from this decision as long as you could. I will point out 21 is also the completion of the world cycle. I see that. Like I said, when one door closes, another one opens. It's your first breath to a new beginning. Okay, that's wonderful. 57, the unmarked trail revelation. Oh, I love that one. Number 57. Yeah, that's an unmarked trail, baby. It might be familiar pastures. Everything's green. But it's new for you. It's new for you. I like it. The unmarked trail. That's one of my favorites, baby. Yes. Be your own trailblazer. You are the master of your own destiny. 57. Some of you are 57. That hit weird. You haven't done something like this before? Or you haven't marked your own trail in a long while, something like that. I don't know. You're on the right trail, I promise. It's just unmarked. Oh, but those are the best trails, are the ones that aren't marked. That is awesome. Revelations indeed. Okay, number 23. Fortune's wheel. Luck and right timing. Oh no. Oh no. Sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's just the right timing. I can see where you were on the fence about it in Two of Swords, and I don't know how long you hung back there, but this was that year. You didn't think it was, you thought, oh, this is that year. You thought you were going to let it go in time, but you're frustrated by the lack of results and where you thought it would lead you. I see. I'd rather you know now than put any more of yourself into this. Okay? A star is either a star or it's not a star. I think you've had enough proof and experience with this to understand what it is and what it isn't. So it may not be luck, but it is definitely Wheel's fortune turning in your favor now that you're making plans to exit it. Number 23. We got this one. Oh, goodness me. They've all been like this. Celtic Cross can take you some really cool places, man. And I get lost in it. So I gave up the fight about trying to keep it under 40 minutes. I just accepted that Celtic Cross is what it is, but it does need to be kept under 50. I'll try to. Yeah. Yeah, I know, that's you, honey. The action, courage to change for some of you. Yes, it marks the new beginning in your life, particularly as that door closes, another opens. Ace of Wands, but also just FYI for some of you, Aries might be your Jupiter placement as well, which is very lucky or fortuitous indeed. Very much so. Very much so. If your cardinal fire is Jupiter, a sign to luck, oh! Fortune favors the brave indeed. But that's not really the point, guys. Or it could be when Jupiter entered something or another. The astrology people know more about that than I do. Yes, just because you practice astrology does not mean you practice tarot, and just because you practice tarot does not mean you practice astrology. The only point I would make on that is that if you do practice tarot, you damn well need to know your signs. Okay, comfort zone, south node. And for some of you, Aries might be your north node, in which case step into it. Or it's your south node and you're not as comfortable with those fiery characteristics. Okay? Something to keep in mind. Some of you, the runner. Sometimes it's easier to feel like you can just run and keep running. But an experienced runner will tell you, you gotta know when to stop. Sometimes you can't outrun the problems, and sometimes you can never be in a position to catch up to them. In other words, again, know when something has a goalpost and when something just seems like it doesn't have a goal at all. So if you're going to run, do it smartly. Know what's worth running for, know what's worth exhausting yourself for, and know what it is that you can actually keep up with. Okay. If anything, connect to a job, a career, a goal, or a person that can keep up with you, honey. Anything else in here, please? Yeah, I know. I see you separating from this. I know. Oh no, we're kind of done running around after this. We need to separate from it. I wanted to see more about this though. What is that? Why does it feel so special? Why does that feel so special? Why does that feel so beautiful right there towards the end? You're lending support in some small way to that person who has been spiritually and emotionally connected to you this whole time, and you already know what they would tell you. You got this. Go. Rock on, man. Do what you need to do. Separate from it. It's not a good use for you, your time, energy, and effort. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see all this life path stuff and the goal work. I can honestly say this is one of the few times I've seen the love stuff come up in such a serious way where I actually wanted to get more in depth with it. I really did. I really did. There's something about that that's so terribly special. It's not that hidden, though. I think what this means here is what I've been talking about. Non-direct influence. It's that undercurrent with the lovers. It never quite fades. It never quite fades. The seeds of spring. I think some of you told yourself last spring, I can give this another year or how many years, and it turns out you just can't or you shouldn't, and I don't think you should either. Okay. All right, Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Congratulations on this new chapter of your life. I understand it's going to take a minute to get it completely out of your life, but you're well on that way. You're well on that road. So if this gave you confirmation of direction, that sense of responsibility that I got to deal with this, you're 100% on track. Remember, empowerment says, I can do this and I probably should. It's just not easy. Okay? That is really what defines an empowered person versus a non-empowered person at the end of the day. Are you doing what's right for you? Okay? No more putting it off. No more excusing. Get it done. You're absolutely right about that. And this person, they would tell you those things too. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.